RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Yeah, what's good, Joe? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, the shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpion, not even tonight, this afternoon. Haha! I call myself, it's daylight saving time, sometimes I get fucked up in the intros and shit. But yes, this afternoon, welcome to another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, the shit's real, we talk about. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpio, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm letting him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do is Shutterworth the God, aka the GOAT artist, aka again LB Lauderdale Boss, Soul Wars creator, RingGangRadio.com in the building.
Yes, sir. Ring Gang in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's good, y'all? You know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Boxing in the building. Ring Gang Radio all day, every day, twice on Sundays.
Hey,
What up?
Absolutely. Big, King P, Bodega P straight from the sewer. And actually, he's not in the sewer today. Today you're taking the day off from fighting crime, I see.
Daylight savings time, no crime today, just big breakfasts, and now I got about to fight a rooster now, smoking on that rooster.
No. I'm sorry to cut you off. We fighting crime today.
Oh, yeah.
We fighting some motherfucking crime today.
Yeah, I forgot. There's robberies in the loose.
Yeah, it just ain't no motherfucking subway sewer system or whatever the fuck. It's in a goddamn, they still at the hotel in Texas?
Yeah, it's a goddamn hotel stadium in Texas, nigga. Yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, we're definitely gonna fight some crime today on this podcast. And last but certainly not least, we got someone else that entered the realm of Ring Gang Radio. And I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what's good? It's Pilot. Nothing really fancy, just here to join the gang. Ring Gang Radio all day.
That's what it is, man. And salute to you joining the gang, man. Obviously, we definitely, we think highly of you and everything like that. I know you definitely got a lot to bring to the, to the squad and whatnot. So yeah, definitely.
Newest member to the team.
New challenger approaches.
You got something, we already did a little double dutch. I mean, we good. Start putting in work, so that's another piece. We collecting all the armors from across the world. So shout outs to the West Coast.
West Coast.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man. Everybody, definitely a welcome, man. And and hopefully, continue to mess with us, man. Because like I said, we're a solid group of individuals that love boxing. And we talk about anything and everything as long as it's funny. As long as we can add some humor to it.
Right. I listen to y'all all the time, man. Y'all kill it. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. He's one of our OGs too. Like he's one of our OG listeners, from when we started, man. So it's good to have him on this. It's good to see him grow. Yeah, he's seen that shit grow before to what it is now. And then hopefully
subtraction, add, subtract, add. Hold on, we good now.
Yeah, and then hopefully it'll be addition of what's going to be, because this shit's gonna grow.
Yep, and I just want to put it out there that Conscious Pilot was my number one free agent choice. So, he was my request, my number one free agent request.
I took my talents to Ring Gang. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
That's what it is, man.
GM had to just sign off on it, and we good.
There we go.
No doubt. So let's get into this, because we got plenty to talk about today, and we're gonna start off by talking about the recap of the wonderful Matchroom boxing card from last night that was live on DAZN. I gotta do that because I had to feel the need to do that. The card was absolutely was on point though, and then the two main events in the first. We're gonna talk about the co-main first, where we have a rematch from last summer's fight between current undisputed welterweight champion Jessica McCaskill. I gotta give her respect. She's gonna be first, and she is rematching Cecilia Braekhus. from their pretty controversial in some ways and close fight from last summer. And it was interesting, and Pilot, since you the new cat on the block, you know what I mean? So tell us your thoughts about this fight, bruh.
It was a real good fight. I mean, the first one was definitely a little more. Actually, this was a little more action-packed. So, I mean, overall, I think McCaskill did get the job done, and she deserved the win. And I just think Braekhus is a little past it. So I think that's why we saw what we saw in regard to that fight. I mean, it was a good co-main, no doubt about that. I was definitely, it was a good appetizer for the main event, no doubt about that.
Yeah, it definitely was, man. And because originally when we previewed this, I mean, I actually thought Braekhus would at least, maybe COVID kind of fucked up her fitness or whatever. She overtrained, and she needed to, maybe she, after that she just needed to get her mind right again, and get her conditioning back. But them first 3 rounds, like she pretty much blew all that shit out of proportion. I'm like, she got rocked in all the first 3 rounds by wild
with the same wide loopy right hand. I was getting annoyed. I'm like, bro, how you take that punch every time? And like, yeah. Go ahead.
That hook was coming with it too at certain parts.
Yeah, it's like, and it's not like Jessica McCaskill seems like she seems like she's addicted. She's to not throwing straight punches. This is something that Riddick Bowe had a problem with too, throwing straight punches repeatedly. Like Jessica McCaskill punches are either like the wide overhand lefts, wide overhand rights. Like she
makes it work for her.
And there's power behind him.
Yeah, and they wing out in they come from outside of your peripheral.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have good situational awareness, they loop and catch you at the end.
Yeah.
And that's what it was happening to Braekhus over and over. Like I just knew like if McCaskill come in there and set the pace and just be angry and act like she's the fucking champion, she was gonna beat her ass. And y'all lucky I was composed with them text messages because I could have really went in.
Yeah.
I think it's that big Braekhus.
Yeah.
But that proves the theory, because a part of me wanted to pick Braekhus too, but I was like, you know what? Nah, like McCaskill gonna beat her ass. Don't respect those old people. Fuck out of here.
Oh Lord, you did text me that. I was like, stop.
Yeah, me and LB had like a quick side conversation about it. And I was like, yo, she's like every single time McCaskill landed one of them crazy overhand rights, you can see Braekhus like start moonwalking, staggering and shit.
I'll give Jessica Augustus her props.
Nah, she was more like Jessica Frazier. Like,
yo,
and then she dominated with the left hook, that left hand. Like that shit kept working.
Yeah, non-stop, right? Non-stop.
Yeah, I was like, man, like Braekhus is really past it. Like, how you? I mean, like I was like, for someone who, I mean, I guess she has a straight up European style, and for some reason, and we're seeing this obviously with Mexican fighters too, when they're facing like a lot of the European styles, like when they face someone that's really unorthodox, their style falls to pieces sometimes. Like
it's not even the unorthodox; it's the aggressiveness with the unorthodox. Because McCaskill isn't that unorthodox. Like honestly, like people acting like she's on some like weird shit. Like she just
I don't know. She's pretty unorthodox, all things considered.
Nah, not even fucking watch boxing. Like all I'm seeing is a Montel Griffin, Joe Frazier hybrid.
Damn, nigga, that's a wild.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you lost me there.
Yeah,
Okay, look, I'm gonna explain it. You see how Montel Griffin stays and gets low, and he kind of hits you from that position with those overhands, and punching down.
Yeah, because he was short for a light heavy. That's the thing. He was kind of small for a light heavyweight.
Yeah, but the thing is, he went. But the thing is, he went harder with it, just being low. He was already short, but he made it work for him an extra step.
Mm-hmm.
McCaskill just going low. She got a little rhythm. Like I don't see how it's so fucking crazy. Like she's not doing nothing that's like crazy, like unique. Like
no, she isn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like motherfuckers is acting like she's damn like turning into an octopus. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Well, I mean, but the thing is just though, because you think, we think so highly of Braekhus' boxing ability, because we've watched more than more than enough Braekhus fights to know that she shouldn't be getting hit with silly shit like she was in that fight. Like she was getting hit with it.
She wanted to. I mean, look, she wasn't trying to be first.
Yeah.
Oh, she barely got back into the fight at the end.
Yeah, and then all this talk about she was like, I'm gonna knock her out, but yet like that right, she kept pushing her punch every time, just pushing that right hand, like not doing anything with it. I'm like, did Braekhus and Kell Brooks switch bodies? Like, I need to know this.
Yeah, she pushes the right hand too much, and like a lot of times she would land a few clean ones. But McCaskill just was on her, and when she would turn, McCaskill turned right with her, throw that overhand, like it was just a lesson in aggression and pressure. Like that's all it was.
And I think, and the reason why, because they mentioned too that McCaskill didn't spar with no women in her camp. It was
all men.
So
there you go, folks. That's the difference.
Yeah. So yeah, because
McCaskill was on some grimy, fuck it, I'm taking it to you type shit.
Whereas
She definitely was relentless. Yeah, that was. I didn't expect all the energy she had from like 1 through 12, basically. She pitched herself well, though, she was kept at it more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, but there was a point where McCaskill did eventually get too sloppy for her own good, and then like a piece of
she gassed. She gassed after like the 6th.
Right, and that's how Braekhus got back into the fight,
But then she still closed out strong. Like, I feel like she got a second win.
I mean, it's like a damn near like almost a mirror of the first fight, except the scores were, I think, a little bit more generous in the second fight.
Like, they both looked like they was in better shape this time.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and you saw how Braekhus looked good. Like, she looked on point, like the biceps, arms. So I could understand. And she had this whole confidence and, just looking down on McCaskill like, look, if I take you serious, you ain't shit.
Word.
Well, guess what? She took her serious.
Yeah, she did. And then I think it was only in the 12th, not 12th round, 10th round, because 10-round fights. That's where, where we actually saw Braekhus knew that she tried to put something together, try to get her up out of there. But McCaskill, she weathered that storm though impressively.
Yeah, can we add an extra 2 rounds to the female? Like, that's ridiculous. A title fight being 10 rounds. Like, we shouldn't.
They said 11 rounds. Like,
we shouldn't have
both. Difference.
We shouldn't have both 10 rounds and 2 minutes. Pick one. Either do 3-minute rounds or do 12-minute, or to do 12 rounds. Pick one.
Yeah, facts. I definitely agree with that. Like, I almost felt like we was around it too from seeing it, getting real closure from the fight. But
and honestly too, like I honestly think because just for the fact that McCaskill, was rocking her early, I was like, if those rounds were like 3-minute rounds, she probably could have actually gotten Braekhus out of there in one of those first 3 rounds. Yeah, if it was a 3-minute round instead of because every time
all night with them though.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was one point like Braekhus sounded like she wanted to quit. Like,
hell yeah. When
you heard Sanchez telling her, like, look, like, da-da-da-da-da, like, you gotta aim right here, this, that, that. I'm like
that's really not that really is not a good, like, Rick Ramos was like 100% on point when he said that's not a good fit between those two, Sanchez and Braekhus. Like, she should have stayed with Banks because Abel is a terrible fit for her.
Yeah.
Abel's a terrible fit for a lot of people. I'm sorry, like, ever since the Triple G lost to Canelo, which most of us think it really shouldn't be. Like, dude's other fighters have just been getting annihilated on national TV, bro. Like, they've been getting beat the fuck down. Like,
it's like they're not regular losses either. They're like beat the fuck down.
Yeah. And it's like, why did Abel at one time, it might be just like, Abel might just be remembered for him and just might be for Triple G, but like I say, because I don't see any reason why a fighter would actually go.
Oh, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, oh shit, I forgot. Jonathan Banks is Triple G's trainer. They swap trainers.
Yeah. And the funny thing is too is Banks. I mean, the Banks Train Breakers had that fight. It had a lot closer in the first fight, and those two were not in shape like that.
Yeah. Well, they said Break is overtrained for the first fight, but like a G McCaskill said, look, we all had the pandemic.
Exactly.
We all got thrown a wrench. So if you're, air quotations, if you're the superior boxer, if you're the first lady of boxing, you're supposed to win.
Absolutely.
Trust me, we wouldn't be forgiving Floyd if he needed to fight Victoriano Sosa twice. I'm just being honest, and I chose that fight because that was an off night, but dude was giving it to Floyd for them first 4 rounds.
He was, and I mean, obviously, it's not a fight that's mentioned often, for fights that Floyd had, has a little difficulty in,
but for someone at that level, it stands out. That's why I say it's more of an off night because he still won clearly, but. That's how Breakers should have really approached this. First fight was off night. I got the style for her, implement it. Be first with the jab, push her back. She was in shape. It's just she got too shell shocked. She couldn't put a hold on McCaskill's aggression. She needed that Devin Alexander Maidana game plan.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt her. She didn't go to the body all that much. I was like, it was there for her.
The body was open.
Yeah, it's take some wind out of them sails. But she kept on throwing jab, and that's why I mentioned before about that European style. She was just. I think she was expecting, look, I'm gonna hit you with a jab, then you hit me with a jab, and we're gonna be womanly about it. You know what I mean? So that's how it felt like to me. She didn't know how to get her. To take it to the next level in terms of her aggression. She didn't feel like she wanted that. She fought
turn into no chick who fighting somebody who was homeless.
Yeah.
when you used to be homeless, everything goes out to be you fighting for the last fucking
fight for the last supper.
Yeah.
Well, what she said, being homeless is hard. Being punched in the face is easier than being homeless.
Yeah, it's and that's the type of mentality. That's a champion's mentality, because once you live that type of lifestyle, you can't go back to that. So all you know how to do is to win.
I had to pick her.
Yeah, and look, but I was hoping that Breakers could actually turn back the hands of time, but yeah, I think her time is clearly past for in terms of her being a top fighter. Honestly, I mean. They probably would have to match her very carefully at this particular point, if because I don't think Abel, or if she's gonna stay with, if she's gonna stick with Abel, I don't think Abel's gonna give her any type of real fight plan going forward, and to handle any of these hungry ass broads that are out there, because there are some hungry broads out there that are willing to put some foot in some ass. You know what I mean? So
she says she wants to keep going on, so.
Yeah, she said she's gonna go on a vacation and she's gonna be back in the gym after her vacation. I'm like, good luck to you.
Yeah, good luck with that.
But definitely got
Sanchez on a vacation.
Yeah, honestly, Abel's probably made more than enough money. Someone else in his gym should take over. He should just take his, retire or whatever. Because like I said, I mean, his fighters right now, his reputation. I don't think I've ever seen a trainer's reputation go down so fast. Someone from like his. Honestly, I can't think of any trainer.
Yeah,
we should have.
Oh, I'm sorry. What you was about to say?
I was gonna say. I mean, the Norris twins incident should have told us all we needed to know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, those were Abel's first fighters, and I believe their first champions too. Because he let the Norris. Well, they're not twins, really. I think
brothers.
Yeah, brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they used to let them spar each other, and they used to, from all counts of purpose, they used to beat the shit out of each other in sparring, which is the reason why Terry Norris expired so early. Because you can't spar like that, and then
not no fucking heavyweight.
Yeah, especially a fucking.
I was gonna say more the chin. I mean, if you're gonna spar like that, you better be like James Toney and have an iron chin.
Yeah, have iron defense.
And iron defense too, which but and that's the reason why, Norris, as much as Norris was amazing in his prime, but when Norris fell, he fell just like that because it accumulated. And Abel was in the middle of that. Yeah, so yeah, Abel. Yeah, honestly, he might need to just go the way of the Dodo Bird or something like that. I think his time is up as a trainer. Like,
He hasn't had that bounce back victory yet. Like, if you see everybody else who had a bad little stretch, I remember Bradley's trainer,
Joel Diaz. Yeah.
Joel Diaz. Like, him and Bradley fell out, and I think Joel Diaz is a good trainer, solid, but
Yeah.
he found his little niche with these prospects, and he been taking them to the next level, and he bounced back. He's been doing good. Let me see what what's his name?
Manny Robles.
Yes, Andy Ruiz trainer.
Yeah.
I don't think he came back already, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so everybody getting out of it, even fucking Joshua trainer.
Yeah, so yeah, but yeah, his is just like he's been taking L's for at least a good 3 years, maybe, give or take, in his high profile fights. At least 3 years.
So it made me just think like maybe it's something else.
Karma.
What was that?
I said karma. Maybe it's karma.
Yeah, karma.
Yeah, I mean that's what we said earlier, but you know, we just had to pause it for a little bit, so you know, people listening be like, nah, y'all niggas hating. But you know what? Maybe it is karma.
Yeah, no, but and it's a shame too. But I mean, hey, you know, sometimes you know, his legacy is already set in stone, and it's not going to be a good one too. Like, but hey, I mean, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
If you take the peaks from Golovkin and the Norris brothers, his history, he'll go down as a guy who was a solid, good trainer, but I don't think more than solid. Like, we're not gonna look at him at like
fucking overrated, honestly. Fucking overrated.
Yeah, like
I'll be that guy to say.
I mean, probably.
I was trying to say nice. I was trying to say mid in a nice way.
I mean, and I'm pretty sure Pilot probably agrees with the same too, right?
Yeah, I'm rocking with y'all, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, like, cause he's like 3 notches or levels below the guys like Emmanuel Stewart, Eddie Futches, even the Freddie Roaches.
Freddie Roaches, especially.
But then it's like,
or even Robert Garcia too.
He's not. He's like 3 or 4. Like, he's like 3 notches away from them. But then he's not even on the level of like the Kevin Cunningham.
Yeah.
Or let's see, or Ronnie Shields, or
Ronnie Shields, yeah,
or Derek James, even not even Derek James. Derek James.
Not even Derek James.
Yeah. So Abel's in a bit of a pickle right now. So he's not I mean, he's not fixing. So fighters should
Tommy Pickles right now.
They
like Rugrat status. He's almost at the beginning.
Yeah, like they rolling the dice. Like if they go to him, they're literally rolling the dice on their careers going to him now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but McCaskill though, like I said, on point. She won. This one was a lot clearer than the first one for sure.
Hell of a lot clearer. Like damn near ain't give more break his rounds.
Yeah.
They was treat that shit like a sweep. Like, I think she won like maybe 2 rounds.
Yeah, and the other one, and remember, Braekhus had a point because she was holding so damn much. Because she didn't, like I said, that's the only thing she could do with the aggression. But yeah, like the other card, like one card was a sweep, the other one was she won 1, and the other one she won 2. But yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so it was a good fight. It was a good little warm up.
She got options.
Yeah, I think the Kay Taylor 2 is next. And another thing, dude, Kay Taylor, she's Irish. She's also another European fighter. But for whatever reason, Kay Taylor, I think, is the more new age one. Like she actually lets her hands go, and
like she fights like a dude. Like, let's be honest. Like, Katie Taylor fights like a prospect dude that's gonna do the fast twitch, quick combos,
dude,
little stylish hands.
Yeah, but I mean, and I think too in that fight too. Taylor pretty much was put a beating on her too. The funny thing is too that Taylor had the same issue that Braekhus had in that fight with the holding, and she also got a point deducted in that fight. I remember for holding.
Cause they can't handle. They don't. First of all, they don't have a man strength to handle McCaskill in the clinch.
Mm.
So if they don't pop her first on the way in, and if they don't move out, and she falls in there and starts, banging away, they don't have nothing to do. Like shit, honestly, if they fight again and they do it at 147, shit, McCaskill might take that.
Yeah, and I took because Taylor doesn't seem like she improved. She didn't improve with that at all.
He couldn't handle Pursoon. Imagine if that's McCaskill. Because look, Pursoon was like slow with it.
Absolutely.
And she's fucking awkward as hell. Y'all talk about McCaskill awkward. Nah, Pursoon was damn unorthodox, awkward,
methodical. Yeah.
and methodical.
Yeah.
She's all like Pursoon is awkward in like a different way. They're both awkward, but just different awkward. Like.
Yeah.
Well, but McCaskill's awkward. McCaskill's awkward. I feel like is not as rare. Like you'll see that more often. Like Pursoon is on some like hybrid, clay collared.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn Margarito, Bika. Like you just do like all the pressure and swarming unorthodox fighters. You put them in a bag, put some female chromosomes, shook it up, and you got Pursoon.
Absolutely.
Pursoon is a female Mayorga to me.
I think Margarito's got a better one.
Margarito, but it's like she throws a loop and punches like Mayorga, but she has straight shots too.
Yeah.
Like she honestly, so how you can see Mayorga in Pursuit, but you can't see Griffin in Frazier and McCaskill. All that bobbing and weaving she does. They just had the Ali fight.
I mean, it's probably because McCaskill's punching is what it is. It's not like it ain't textbook or whatever. At least those
It's
two.
hard.
Yeah. If her punches were a little straight, I could probably see it too. But her punches are winging and wide. Let one or the other, or both. Sometimes,
But the thing is, it's like she landed too many of them for me to falter for it. Like Mayorga, we seen that nigga miss a gang of them shits.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. So I mean, if it works for her, it works. But I just hope that she doesn't get punished for that eventually, because you just never. Because usually someone who punches that fucking wide, someone will eventually figure her out. Like, I mean, she has 2 losses, so I mean, like she doesn't, but someone will figure her out. So
they just gotta stymie her approach. Like, if you don't back McCaskill up or hit her first before she comes in, you're gonna lose or you're gonna struggle with her.
Absolutely. No, but yeah, it was a damn good fight or whatever, and it was definitely a good warm up for the main event.
Yes.
Almost 9 years in the making.